For example, in Africa, Mozambique, I know some people from there, and I learned that they have something called Chima. It's a dough made of corn flour. They eat that thing every day with everything, with fish, with bean, with sauce. And I was wondering, in Cameroon, do you have something called something like that? Because in Brazil we have rice. We eat rice with bean, with chicken, sauce, pasta. How about your country? What do you say?
Well, in Cameroon, we are very diverse, but there is a popular dish called fufu and arrow.
Fufu,
Yes, fufu and arrow. So, fufu, it's made up of cassava. Cassava,
cassava.
it's a root plant. So, you dig it up from the ground, you get to clean it, it passes through some processes, fermentation, and then after about 5 days or 2 weeks, I think, you have the finished product. Then you can cook the stuff called fufu,
Fufu.
and then, yeah, arrow. On the other hand, it's a special vegetable found in the forest, any kind of forest in Cameroon, you can find arrow. So, well, predominantly in the English-speaking side of the country. So we go into the forest, we harvest these vegetables, you slice it up in a special way, and then you cook it up. So it's a complement of food. So it's very delicious and widely known all around the country.
And you said that this fufu is fermented.
Yeah, well, you get fufu out of cassava. So the cassava is being fermented. So once it's
Oh,
fermented, yeah, after it's fermented, it's been removed and then pound in a very hot pot. From that, you get fufu.
yes. I listened that before someone said me about that, but I never saw this kind of dishes. I think it will be very good information for our audience. And do you have another typical food in Cameroon that you know? Because in Brazil we have several typical food because we are a continental country, and every part of our country have typical food. What typical food do you have more?
Oh, like I said, Cameroon is very diverse. We have lots and lots of different dishes. In the English part, it's different in
Dish.
the French
Yes, I was saying food. Sorry.
part.
Typical
So another
dish.
kind of dish, we say kati kati and fufukon, or fufukon and kati kati.
Kati kati.
So this also fufukon, we call it fufukon. It's like fufu, but it's made out of corn. So you
Yeah.
have to harvest the corn, you grind it up. After grinding, you have the dough, like flour. It's almost like powder. Yeah, so you use this, and then now you can put it inside a very hot pot of water and stir it up, and then you have the finished product, which is fukon. So
Yeah.
kati kati also is a special vegetable, not arrow. It's a different kind of vegetable that we use. We harvest, cook this, and then we eat this with the fufu corn. It's a complement, and it goes with chicken because
Yeah.
chicken is simply the meat I can say we use for this dish.
And another question, do you in your country use silverware like fork, spoon, or you have the tradition of it using only your hand to get the fufu?
Oh yeah, we have cutleries like the fork, the knife. You can use to eat these dishes, but in some areas it's considered rude. It's considered an abomination because these dishes were made originally to be eaten with your hands. You know, it tastes different. I can say that. So you feel everything when eating with your hands. So in some areas in my country, some people are not allowed, or people are not allowed to eat with cutleries like fork or knife, even though you can do.
Oh, yes, yes. It's just a tradition, but you have the parcel of the population that maintain the tradition. All right, so I think it's good to know about food. In Brazil, we have several typical foods like chicken with okra. It's my favorite kind of food, chicken with okra, and feijoada, tropeiro. I will put some pictures that you will see after that.
Okay.
I think it's a good thing. And we are speaking about food and how you eat. And together, this question I want to ask about social class. I'm studying about Africa countries and different social class that each country have, because each country have different social classes. We have a class about that. You teach me about this, and I want to know, in your country you have some different very different social classes, like a people that lives in urban part of the city that have a house with the TV, smart TV, with asphalt and cars and everything, technology and modern things. And you have those
Yeah.
people that live in the countryside without any technology, poor, like I saw in Mozambique. I want to know about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just like you described, in the cities, you have very rich people, of course, the upper class. These guys, they enjoy everything that life brings to them. You know, they have good cars, good TVs, good everything that you can think of. So life is seemingly very easy for these people. On the other hand, yes, there are areas, countryside or villages, as we call them, where you can find people in deep starvation. It's not easy. Up to this date, there are areas in my country without internet connection, and people live in these areas. So these people, they don't have access to internet connection. They don't even have Android phones to maybe go on the internet. Yeah.
Do you went there? Do you already went there in time before?
Okay. So in my village, it's kind of different. It's a little bit developed, not very developed. So, but in my village, visited my village a couple of times. So yes, I've seen a lot of people who don't know how to use Android phones. You can imagine in this generation. Yeah,
Oh.
so whenever we travel to the village, for example, for an occasion, you have to bring with you maybe a Wi-Fi box that can help you maybe have a better internet connection because it doesn't exist in that area. So, of course, we come in contact with these people, and predominantly they don't speak English, they speak the native language, which
Oh,
for us is called the Kenyan.
interesting. Then you
Yeah.
have yet native language in Cameroon.
It's called Kenya. Kenya.
Oh, Kenya, like the country Kenya. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I
Mhm.
didn't know, because you said in Cameroon you speak English and French. Is it right?
And French, officially. Officially,
Officially,
we speak
officially.
English and French.
Oh,
Unofficially, we
right.
have over 100 more languages.
Oh, yes, very interesting thing. And how those people live? There are people very, very poor in those places that you spoke about.
Yeah.
The
Well, life, I think it's a circle in that area. It's a circle because I'll say, for example, it's very easy. These people get up in the morning, they go to their farms. Mainly, they live from agriculture by doing agriculture. So they get up very early, at times 5 a.m. in the morning. So they go straight to their farms. They do some agriculture, and then around they do farming. At around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., they go home. It's like that. That is the cycle. So they get from their farms, they eat, and then that's it. That's the cycle that goes on in those areas. That's how they feed.
Yes. And I want to ask something different about yourself, just to related, but more personal about your profession. You said that you just studied psychologist. Yeah, psychology. Is it right? Yes,
Yeah.
you are a psychologist and you teach English. Why do you decided to teach English, and do you exercise your academic formation, or you decide only teaches English, and why?
Okay. So I did educational psychology. So psychology has a lot of different branches. So one of
Oh,
them
right.
is educational psychology. Yeah. So I did this for a period of 2 years in the University of Goya, and then I graduated in 2018. So having this knowledge of education or psychology in education, I think it gives me a little bit of an upper hand how to deal with people, to know maybe how they think or maybe what they want, something like that. So
I see that you are a very charismatic person, that you are trained to do that.
yeah, so I think it becomes easier. So with this, and I've been tutoring online, so I see the joy that people get, by learning something new, and me being part of that gives me great pleasure, great joy. So I think I'm wanting to maybe put in a lot of energy into this, maybe in the future, get to do a master or a PhD, and then, yeah, move forward with this.
Oh, very interesting. In Brazil, we have pedagogy when you want to teach, when you want to get a degree to become a professor. Of course, you have another degrees, but this is specific to teach, to lead with people. And psychologists, I never thought this way to have to get a degree in psychology to become a professor. It's different. Maybe I'm not informed, very very informed, but okay, it's very good. But I want to ask you a very, like you said to me in another class, a very controversial question, a very difficult question that
Okay.
everyone likes to know about the relationship in your country, the traditions about the relationship. Uh, your tradition, I know that is different tradition, of course, the people that lives, the native people that lives in the countryside and the people that lives in the city, the
Mhm.
modern people. I want to know about the two kinds of people and their traditions. When you want to get married, to have a wife in your home, what do you do in the modern people and the native people? What do you do to get a girl to
Mhm.
what is the tradition to ask their parents and everything? What you can teach us about this culture in Cameroon?
Okay, so it's a very broad topic.